All updates from the Middle East as we get them straight to you. Now, however, let's take a look at some stories from the world of business. Asian stock markets slipped amid growing confusion over US trade policy as President Trump signaled higher tariffs without offering clear details or timelines. The uncertainty around which countries will be targeted and how high the levies could go has shaken market sentiment. Investors are struggling to interpret shifting messages from Washington, keeping sentiment cautious. Japan's Nikkei dipped, South Korea's Kospi fell, and the broader Asia-Pacific index edged lower, while US markets are expected to open also lower. Samsung Electronics is expected to report a 39% drop in second quarter operating profits to 6.3 trillion won, the lowest in 6 quarters. As per LSEG Smart Taste, the decline is largely due to delays in supplying advanced high-bandwidth memory chips to NVIDIA, while rivals like SK Hynix and Micron have capitalized on strong AI-driven demand. Samsung faces headwinds from US restrictions on chip sales to China. Its HBM3E chips are still awaiting NVIDIA qualification, though supply to AMD has begun. Added uncertainty looms from potential US tariffs and policy shifts impacting chips and smartphones. Japan's real wages fell 2.9% in May, marking the sharpest drop in nearly 2 years, according to a government report released today. Despite labor union data last week showing the biggest pay hikes in decades, inflation continues to outpace wage growth, eroding household purchasing power. This was the 5th straight month of decline, with nominal pay rising just 1%, dragged down by a nearly 19% fall in bonuses. While household spending has recently picked up, wage trends remain critical for the Bank of Japan's rate decisions amid global trade uncertainty. Economist Nouriel Roubani has warned that the US could face a mini-stagflationary shock in the second half of 2025, with core inflation likely to stay elevated at 3.5%. He said growth will slow sharply, possibly slipping into a recession, while the Federal Reserve is unlikely to cut rates before December. Roubani, known as Dr. Doom for his early calls on past crisis, also anticipates global trade tensions to result in broad 15% tariffs. While he doesn't foresee a market crash like April the 20th, 20% drop, he warned the FED's options are limited as inflation remains persistently high. Tesla shares dipped to $315 as US equities and gold fell sharply on Monday, following President Trump's announcement that new tariffs will now begin on August the 1st. The delay sparked confusion and triggered a broad sell-off across stocks and metals. The S&P 500 and NASDAQ futures both also slipped, while gold treated to $3,325. In sharp contrast, Bitcoin closed above $109,000, its highest weekly close ever, fueled by strong ETF inflows and institutional demand. Analysts say the market is now divided, with risk sentiment splitting between traditional assets and crypto. Well, that is all we have time for.